right, welcome back. 5.4 areas. This section is going to be super easy. We're going to cover two sections. Let's wait a couple more minutes. All right, so let's do the areas. All right, first thing first, area for a rectangle is length times width. Area for triangle is the tricky one. Let's say you have this type of triangle. You need to have, this is the height, which is perpendicular to the base, and height, and this is your base. Area would be 1/2 height times base, and over here area would be width times length. Now next one is area of a parallelogram. That means opposite sides are parallel. Again, this is similar to triangle one, where we don't use the sides to do it. That's your height, that's your base, and your area would be height times base. All right, that's it. That's all it covers. Now, how do we use, oh no, I forgot one more thing. And then you have the area for a circle. That's your radius, which is pi r square. And then if the line goes across the center to one edge to another, we call the diameter. And for that, perimeter. But for circle, we don't say it perimeter. Circumference. And the circumference is like pi d or 2 pi r. Perimeter for these polygons, you just add all the sides on the side. That's all you do. Don't worry about memorizing the formulas, anything like that. That's all we're doing. Now, how do we use this to do the problem on our homework? So first thing first. Let's look at this. This is a good one. Three, 10, 12, 9, and 4. First, we need to find the area and the perimeter. Well, first thing first, we could find the perimeter. Perimeter would be super easy. What would be the perimeter? 12 plus 9 plus 4 plus 3 plus 10. That would be 38. Now, the hard part would be finding the area, and we need to cut it down to shape that we can recognize. So if I cut it down like that, now you have, what is it? Triangle and a rectangle. For the rectangle, these are your two sides right over here, because you know this is going to be 4, and what is this missing side is going to be? Subtract that 12 from that, you'll get 8. And what do you think this is going to be? If the whole thing is 9 and this is 3, this is going to be 6. So the area would be 4 times 9, 36. And then the area would be 6 times 8, but times it by 1/2. And we add these two numbers. 36 plus 36, which is 72. All right, Now, that was pretty easy. Let's find some other one. This is 5, 7, 13, and 4. I want you to find the area and the perimeter. Go ahead, try it. All right, let's see. What is it? What's the area? Oh, I made a mistake, guys. I should have said inches, and the area would have been inches square, and the perimeter would have been inches, because on the quiz it matters. So let's say inches again. Let's find the area. So right away, this is pretty easy. 7 times 5. All right, now the hard part would be this over here. You cannot multiply 13 times 4. You got to find out the measurement of this. If the whole thing is 13 and this is 5, what's the measurement of that? 13 minus 5, that would be 8. And therefore the area is 32. So area would be 35 plus 32 would be 67 inch square. All right, now because we have the missing side, we could find the perimeter. Perimeter would be 7 plus 5 plus 8 plus 4 plus 13. So that 37 inches. All right. Now let's look at how to find an area of a circle. That's gonna be a little bit different. So it's kind of like a donut. Donut is 3-dimensional, and then if I zoom in, this distance is 5. So I want to know the area of this shaded region. To find that, you got to find the area of the inside circle, which is pi r square. So it'll be pi 5 square gives you 25 pi. To make my life easier, I'm gonna use 25 pi. All right, I see it. Ian, okay. And now what about the area of the big one? What's the radius for the big one? Which is 10. So you'll get 100 pi. Now, what would be the shaded region? So you got to subtract it. 100 pi minus 25 pi gives you 75 pi. So on the test, on the quiz, they want you to multiply these two numbers. And in your calculator, you could multiply them. All right. Let's try the problem 21 from the book. All right, let's find the area and the perimeter. All right, so let's look at it. So the whole thing is 9 yard. This is 4 and 1. That gives you 5. We want to know this missing side. In this case, 9 minus 5, that would be 4. This is 3. Oops, what is going on? 3, because that's also 3, and that's also 4. Is that it? Oh, that problem is super easy. The perimeter would be 9 plus 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 4 plus 1 plus 4. 13, 17, 20, 24, 25, 29. 29 yard. What about the area? Should we do it this way? No. I think this might be easier. Boom. So if the whole thing is 4 and this is 3, this would be 1. Therefore, it will be 9 yards square. 9 times 1. This inside, if I use, this is 3 and 4, it will be 12 yards square. This is 3 yards square. So when you add them, you get 9 plus 3 plus 12, which gives you 24 yard square. All right, so we're gonna go do the next section right now. Trig. Oh, what? Oh, I didn't stop it. Oh no. Uh-oh. Oh well, it's working. All right, let's wait a couple more minutes for you guys to catch up. All right, so for this one, we're just gonna study right triangle, and then for right triangle, you have what? Let me erase all that. Okay, and then draw a line from there. Boom. So for this type of right triangle, you have the hypotenuse. These are the legs. I'm sorry, that's the right triangle. I'm in the right angle, and this is the hypotenuse. So how do we use the trig functions? So we have to use the reference to whatever the angle you're at. So let's say if I call this angle A, B, and C, the corresponding sides would be A, B, and C, small. Okay? So in respect to this angle, this is the opposite side. This is the hypotenuse. I'm sorry, this is the adjacent side, and this would be the hypotenuse. So in reference to this angle A, that's opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse. Hypotenuse will always be a one side. But if I look at in reference to angle B, then the opposite side would be B, and then adjacent side would be this one, which is A, and then you have the hypotenuse. Alrighty then. And how do we use the trig? So we're gonna use this symbol. So some of you guys have seen that. That's sine, cosine, and tangent. So O is opposite over hypotenuse, adjacent over hypotenuse, and opposite over adjacent. And we're looking at in reference to that angle. So let's use the angle A. That would be A over H. It will be B over H. If you do that angle A, that would be A over B. Also, make sure your calculator is in degree mode. I want you to type that into your calculator, see if you got that answer. Tangent of 35 degree. Your answer should be 0.7002. If you're getting anything else, then your calculator is not in degree mode. All right, since you guys did that, so what's the purpose of doing this trig functions? Because then we could do application problem. Let's say that's a wall, and you put the ladder up against the wall, and then you want to figure out the height of this wall. Well, you know the measurement of the ladder is 20 feet, and you also know the angle. And let's call this angle 75 degree. I want to know this height. So what trig functions? Yeah, but you didn't have the angles that time. So now we're dealing with the angles. So what trig functions can we use to solve this? So again, we want to ask, in reference to this angle, what is this side? Well, this is the hypotenuse. This is what? Adjacent. In reference to this angle, we're using adjacent and hypotenuse. What's the only trig function that works? Cosine. Cosine of 75 degree. Now we could solve that. So x equal 20 times cosine of 75 degree. Try that. Use your calculator. Round it up to the second decimal place, you will get 5.18. I'll wait a bit until you guys get that. So let's try another one. Let's say you want to find the height of the building. And this measurement, let's say 15 degree. And this is the length of this wire that goes top of it. Let's call it 300 feet. So I want to know what's the measurement of that. Yeah, 6.5 is the last section. After that, we're done. So if you finish 6.5, you guys are all done. So in respect to this angle, this is the opposite side and this is the hypotenuse. So what trig function lets you use the opposite side over hypotenuse? In this case, it will be sine. So sine of 15 degree. So x equal 300 times sine of 15 degree. 300 times. And round it to the second decimal place, and you will get this number. Okay, so that's pretty much it. This concludes this section. If you have questions, ask me questions on YouTube Live.